Hi everybody, this is Israel again. We are with Augusto one more time. Thanks very much. How are you doing? So we are going to ask him to demonstrate some of the new features of the Mango Windows Phone version.
Sure, of course. We're very excited about Mango, the Mango release that we have for Windows Phone, where we are focusing our attention into developing things that are going to enable to increase and have better communications, better apps, and also better internet. I mean, taking internet beyond the browser. So let me just unlock my phone now here. And you'll see we have the start screen in there. Some of the things that we have done is to actually be able to have the phone be very people-centric. So for example, here if I go to my People Hub, I have access to all the different people that I have in my multiple different sources, like Exchange, like Facebook, like Windows Live. But now we are adding also LinkedIn and Twitter. So I can have all the contacts that I have from all those different sources. But what we have found out, and this is what is new for Mango as well, is that sometimes you want to focus into specific groups of people, not in all the list of people that you have in your contact list. So we created this concept of the groups. So for example, I have here a Project Profits group that I created for a project that I'm working on. So instead of having all the people that I have in my contact list, I only have the people that are working on that particular project with me. And that way I can have access to them, I can see what their status updates are, I can swipe and then see also now what's new for only them, not for all my list of people. I can see all the photos that they have been posting specifically into Facebook, LinkedIn or Twitter, etc. And then something that I can do is that with just one tab, I can choose from which account. I can say, for example, send an email asking for a status update to all the people on the group without me having to enter the email for every single one of them.
It's really good for working.
So it's good for working because it's going to save me some time.
Too.
But it's also good for partying as well. It's also good for keeping track with your family. Say you can do this with texting as well. So something we have done with text is that now you can have threads as well. So say, for example, that I have Katie Jordan here and I want to text her, right? I have the option to text her, but see, something that I can do and see as well is if she's online in Facebook, and I can move the thread from texting to Facebook, and if I would have her on Windows Live Messenger, I can move that into Messenger as well. So I can communicate, I can keep my thread of communication with her. It doesn't matter which vehicle I'm using to communicate. It could be Facebook chat, it could be texting via SMS, or it could be Windows Live Messenger. So there's a couple of things that we have done around people and the people-centric piece. Now for email, some of the things that we support is, for example, I have all my inbox in here. As we did previously, we support filtering by unread, by flag, by urgent, and then go back into all. But something that we can do now is that if, like me, for example, some of the emails that I have, I move them into particular folders to keep better organization on my inbox. So something that I can do now is I can go to my folders, and if I have this particular folder called Project Profits, again, where I'm moving all the emails that are related to that project, I can click and hold, and then pin that folder to start, and from now on I have direct access to that folder without me having to navigate through all the things. So now this view is actually the view of that folder, it's not the view of my full inbox. So now I can swipe again, I can do it on red, flag, urgent, the same things. And some things that we have added is that, for example, this email from Katie is rights protected, because I don't want this email to be sent to somebody else outside the organization. So I have done rights protection to allow people to read this email and reply, but not be able to forward this email to somebody else outside the organization. So it's telling me that it's do not forward, and even if I click the reply button, the reply and reply all is enabled, but the forward is disabled, so I cannot even do it. Some of the other things that we're doing as well is conversation view. So if I swipe down here in my inbox, you see those emails with vertical lines in there? Those are not just a single email, this is a conversation. So if I open it up, it expands the conversation, but I don't lose the context of the rest of my inbox. And if I don't want to look at the conversation anymore, I can click on that and it compresses it again, so it's really easy for me to see the full conversation. But some of the other things that we have done here is that, see for example here, that in this thread of the conversation, I have the me, which is my reply, but I also have this email from Tally Roth that is actually in my inbox, not in this folder that I'm right now. This means that we are not doing what everybody else is doing, which is just grouping by subject. We're in fact using the conversation ID from the Exchange server. So things that are a real conversation are going to keep being here, regardless whether they are coming from one folder or another. So those are some of the things that we're doing here as well. So it's just a little bit of a summary of what we have in Mango. There's multiple more things, like in search, visual search, the ability to, for example, have context cards to find things that you're trying to do around a particular area, music, photos. That's for you guys to discover when you actually get the data.
We already heard there is a the new SDK will be with a gyroscope.
Correct. There's an emulator that has been released together with the actual, with the latest SDK that is available. It's been available for about a couple of weeks now, and it does include gyroscope functionality, GPS.
So we don't need to have a Windows Phone.
You don't need to have a Windows Phone now. Hopefully you'll get one later.
Hope so. Okay, so let's cross our fingers and get one Windows Phone here during the WPC, and hope you enjoy it and download the SDK, start developing, because this seems to be a very good release of Mac. Thanks very much.
Thank you, sir. Take care. Thank you.